Welcome back, ladies and gents, to another episode of Talking 4x4. This is episode 3. In this episode, we have a special guest, as we always do, but we are discussing this time how to get your partner or your mate or your friend or whatever you want to call them out into the bush, or get beginners from caravan parks out of the comfort zone out into the bush so they can see what it's really like, what real camping is like, isolation, a place to yourself, all that stuff coming up. But right now, I wanted to introduce you to a master of cooking over fires. No other than Harry.
Hey mate, how you going?
How are you, mate?
Excellent, bloody good.
So this is Harry from Fire to Fork. Harry, we're going to do a very short get to know Harry.
Okay, sure.
For those who are not aware of Harry, but I'm sure a lot of people are aware of Harry. So Harry, tell us about yourself and what it is you do.
I am a YouTuber, which is a bit of a weird job. I do similar to Ronny. I make YouTube videos. My channel is called Fire to Fork. I don't have a background in that or media or anything like that. I actually started out as an accountant and somehow stumbled across this job. And basically I learned how to cook from my mum, who's a chef. I've got a real passion for cooking. I got kind of sick of watching people eat the same old crap in the bush, and I'd always cooked well in the bush. And it was actually Ronny who convinced me to start a YouTube channel a long time ago. And yeah, anyway, long story short, that's what I do. So I make videos about how to cook well, quickly, easily, and sort of be, I guess, kind of dinner and a show in the bush, only using fire, so I don't carry gas. So that said, if you do want to watch the recipes, you can also apply them to gas cookers a lot of the time. But yeah, that's what I do.
Very cool. And your cooking is pretty damn good, I've got to say.
Thanks,
last time we were out, what did you cook me? You cooked us a
fried chicken burger.
Fried chicken burger, and I can't stand pickles, and I absolutely wanted to add more pickles. And red onion too.
Yeah. No, if you do the right things to certain ingredients, it completely changes them, and you can make ingredients that you thought you hated actually really, really delicious. So
it's incredible. I'm actually eating pickles and onions now because of that.
There you go.
It's amazing.
There you go. Yeah.
It's amazing. So I've got some questions for you.
Yeah.
And this one I really want to know. Why is it so important to you to cook over a fire?
It kind of goes back to what I was saying before. It's that dinner and a show thing. When I cook, I do it for enjoyment. I don't do it as a chore. I mean, sometimes I'm absolutely exhausted, particularly after I've been out with you and we get in at stupid o'clock at night. And I do want to make something really quick. But the rest of the time, I actually enjoy the process. And as a result, I love cooking on a fire because it's more interactive, it's more social. You don't go and stand off by yourself next to the gas cooker. You come in close and you come into the inner circle and you do it there with everyone. I also quite like the idea of not carrying gas gear. So gas cans and all the rest of that stuff are quite bulky and annoying. I just go out with a grill and a camp oven and get it all done. I remember when we did that long trip through the Kimberley, and you were quite surprised when I turned up with a grill and a camp oven
and swag.
And your swag, and we took the Weber out, we took the gas bottles out, we took all the rest of the stuff out. And you were like, "What? Like,
yeah,
are you sure?
I'm so much lighter."
Yeah, it's actually, surprisingly enough, it actually saves a heap of space.
It's fun. It's so fun cooking.
It's so much more fun. It's so much more fun, and also the flavors you can get are fantastic.
I think to me, I totally agree with what you said about the not everyone's off doing their own thing. Right? Everyone's cooking over the fire.
Yeah.
It's a social thing.
Yeah.
And then there's that unknown thing, I think, from our ancestors discovering fire.
Yeah, I'm just a total pyro as well. So I love fires, I love all that kind of stuff. And it's also, I guess, kind of getting onto that topic that we're here to talk about is when I take new people out, there is nothing cooler than showing that new person, hey, I'm going to cook your steak and roast potatoes and greens over the fire. They're like, what? Like, what setting do you have it on? And you throw the steak straight on the coals and all that kind of stuff. And people are like, this is crazy. And they've never seen anything like it in person, and then they get to eat it and they love it. I've done that so many times, and it never gets old.
It's gobsmacking.
Yeah, and that's what gets people back into the bush, I think.
Yeah. You taught me about the throwing a steak basically on the coals.
Yeah.
And when I do this on tag-alongs or to other people who haven't been exposed to camping before, they're like, jaw just drops, and they're like, that's going to be sandy. And then they have it, and they're like, this is one of the best steaks I've ever had.
Yeah, 100%. The old cowboy steak is an absolute bulletproof recipe and bulletproof method, and people actually love it. But yeah, I find that's particularly, as we're, again on the topic, is giving someone a really good meal in the bush is one of the great things you can do to get them out. If you say to them, hey, we're going to go out, we're going to light a fire, we're going to do this and this and this, and we're going to make this really cool thing. It's this interactive activity. It's actually something that gets people out of your caravan park and things like that, because you can't go and have a big fire on the ground in your caravan park. They will kick you out.
No, that's it. And look, we're already getting into that subject, so I think we should move on to that soon. But before we do that, I've got one more question for you, and I also have my rig, and you're going to love this one.
Oh, cool. Yeah, wicked.
So
Nathan's was great last week.
Yeah, wasn't
was
it?
Really cool.
Yeah, no, bloody stitch up, mate. The bloody cricket.
That was so good. Actually, I've got to say, Nathan, I don't know how the hell you still have clear coat on that thing, because it is a red 80 series, and clear coat does not belong on them. That just like evaporates.
I think the sun is that harsh where he lives, mate, in Florida.
It mustn't be, man, because tell you what, like a slight rain will make mine just melt off.
Yeah, right. So you have a book coming out soon.
I do. Yeah,
So
pre-orders open actually probably by the time this video comes out, the pre-orders will be open.
Okay. Well, let's put that link down below.
Awesome.
So people can check it out.
Great.
So you got a cookbook coming out.
I do.
And what I'm really excited about, because I got a bit of a preview of this book, and there's a special beverage in there.
There certainly is the Ronda.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's actually, genuinely, the Ronda is one of those drinks that people go, it's got what and what and what in it? And then they have it and they go, ooh.
Give me more.
And then you have one and you go, well, I'm going to have an excellent day for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
It's great if you like fishing and outdoors, these kinds of things, because I tell you what, this is the drink you want to have at the end of the day if you want to be productive afterwards.
Well, sometimes in the morning.
Little breakfast Ronda.
The occasional one, yeah. All right, well, we're going to put my rig on right now, and this one is a pearl. I can't wait to show you guys.
G'day Ronnie and the Talkin' 4x4 legends. My name's Jeff from WA, and this is my Toyota Hilux SR5 Extra Cab. Picked up this from country Victoria. It was a pretty clean but standard 34-year-old rig, and I've taken about 4 years to just slowly transform it into a replica, or a tribute truck if you like, for the pickup on the Back to the Future movie trilogy. So if you know those movies, you'll recognise this truck.
Great Scott!
A lot of panel and paint has gone into it. Complete refurbishment of the inside, upholstery and trim and dashboard and parts. All movie correct lighting, spotlights, bars, roll bar, rear bar, front bar, wheels, tyres as well, as I said, all movie correct, decals, and lots of attention to the videos and pictures that you get online to try and make sure that it looks the part. I really enjoy driving it, but if I'm not driving it, I enjoy cleaning it because it comes up so nice. I do get a lot of comments, I get a lot of looks and sort of thumbs up at the old traffic lights, and it's no speed machine, it's pretty standard under the bonnet, but you just chuck my Toyota cap on and cruise the coast road. So thanks for the invite to send you a vid, and I look forward to seeing plenty more. Cheers guys.
Welcome back to the future.
We're in the future? Past?
We must be.
Somehow.
Actually, we're in the past because you're watching the future, because this was recorded a while ago, right?
Oh yeah, that makes total sense. Yeah.
But you're talking about the car.
Oh yeah, that thing is so cool.
Yeah.
What year was it again? 85 or 83 or something?
It was 87, 84?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, it looks obviously amazing condition. I think those front flares were not standard. They look like kind of a...
Well, like you
hit.
kept mentioning everything was movie correct.
Yeah.
So he's taking some full attention to detail.
Yeah.
I reckon that's cool.
It's so
It's
cool.
such a cool car. I remember when I used to watch, when I was a kid, watching Back to the Future, that Hilux was...
100%.
Everyone loved that Hilux.
Everyone loved that Hilux. It's so cool to see like a real one.
But it's just so cool to see that car the way it is, and it's not like he's modified like everyone else does it at full drives like we do.
Yeah.
He's kept it like as it is.
It's a great like Sunday driver, which is what he uses it for. Like I don't want to take that thing camping. I want to do
I'll
exactly
take
what
it camping.
I mean, sorry, I want to take it camping on the beach and that's it. I'd be scared to scratch it. It's just too nice, or like ruin it, or get red dirt on it, or something like that. I'd like to take it for a nice leisurely drive down the beach with a swag and an esky in the back.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
And if you ever drag race anyone, chuck in reverse.
Why is that?
Because that's movie accurate.
Oh.
That's just after he figures out he crashes into the Mercedes. Anyway, we're talking about the movie now. So, awesome car, Jeff. Thanks for being part of My Rig. So, anyone else who wishes to be part of My Rig, there is a link down below, an email where you can send a Dropbox link or a OneDrive link or whatever upload link you can send with your own video, with your own rig. The only rules that apply here, you got 2 minutes and 2 minutes only. Let's get people out to the bush. Let's get people's partners out to the bush. And to do that, we need a third man.
We do.
Or third person. And
Yeah.
our third person today, third man, is Alex Garner from the Tensoff Road. How you going?
I was just waiting to bust in from the side there.
Cheers, mate.
What an intense
See ya.
entry there.
Got a bit of BYOB.
BYOB.
Yeah.
Bring your own beer. You mean bring your own beer you got from the angle earlier?
Yeah, it's done laps.
Well, it is yours now, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
fair call.
He's got his runner on it.
How are we going to get these people out camping? Now, for those who already go bush, you may have a partner that doesn't like to go bush,
Yeah.
or used to like.
And this is, I found, in multiple circumstances I know of personally, and I don't want to generalize too much, just personal experience. I've found that sometimes mums are a bit nervous to take the kids the first time, and the dad's sort of, or whoever, or it might be the opposite, that's the situation I know of. They're going, oh, we always used to go bush, but it was fine because it was just us, we're adults, we can take care of ourselves, and we're like nervous about not having access to facilities and, water and cleanliness and all that kind of stuff. I think one of the first things to do is definitely to make sure that you just go for a night. Start with one night and kind of don't go too far. Start with one night, don't go too far, and then you can kind of go, well, look, if we get there, if you hate it, if you're just horribly uncomfortable, then we'll pack up the car and go home. Who cares?
Yeah.
Even if you set up your swag or your tent late, because you don't need it yet. I think that kind of safety net thing is really good, and you get them out there, and they're kind of 99% of the time they go, oh, actually it's fine, it's great.
99.9.
Yeah.
9999.
I don't know if anyone has actually turned around.
Yeah. I think there are some key things that people do wish they had or are worried about. Like, one is going to the toilet in the bush.
Totally.
A lot of people have a problem with that.
Yeah,
Yep.
big one. So you bring your own chemical toilet or get one of those little stands. Go and dig that, more a worried person, their own little toilet that they can fill in after each use and whatever, and go and get one of those cheap chairs from your local camping shop. They're like $20. And they fold flat, take up no room. Perfect. And the kids don't care. Kids are more resilient than you give them credit for. If you go,
definitely.
all right, you need to go in that hole, they go, cool.
Yeah, cool. I can do something different.
Yeah, give me a hand, like, sure.
I'd be pleased about it. They're like, oh, do I get to dig the hole?
Yeah.
So, all right, well, let's go on some shit advice here. So, Alex, give us your shit advice.
Oh, man. With a chemical toilet, I don't own one. I've resisted for so long, but the value there, a little pop-up change tent. They're pretty compact things. I've got one of them. It's about that long, that thick, not much bigger than a camp chair. You can get changed in it, put the chemical toilet in it. And another really good thing is you can get closer campsites, like formerly UCamp, now Hip Camp. There's all these hip camp sites. I'm going to one tomorrow night. It's 20 minutes from my front door. But to stay there, you have to have a chemical toilet.
Yeah.
So
That's a big one, actually.
there's a second value there for the chemical toilet and help you get into a lot more places.
Yes.
And you can get them on Gumtree, Facebook Marketplace, whatever, for like no money.
Yeah.
We're
So
talking about a second-hand
I
chemical.
bought a second-hand chemical toilet that was still in the wrapping for $50.
Okay. But it's not...
Unused.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but no,
I don't call that a second-hand toilet.
Yeah, all right, fair enough. But the thing with that one was exactly how I used it. I never used it.
Yeah, yeah.
I owned it for about 4 years,
Yeah.
and I wanted to get into certain places. Actually, it was Warra Station up north. I personally prefer a water birth in the morning than using one of those stinky bloody toilets.
Okay. I don't think that's going to help people, you know?
But you know what I mean? So, like,
Yeah.
there are plenty of unused... And then I gave it to someone else as an unused toilet.
Sure. So you said. There is a chemical toilet within 10 metres from us right now, downstairs.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so I bought that mainly for the kids and the missus.
Yep.
And also to get into places, because you need a chemical toilet to get into places, Sandy Cay, places like that.
Yeah.
And I totally agree with it, because the more and more people now go there, the more and more shit there's around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not everyone buries it, and it's not because of being pigs or grubs or animals, it's because they don't know.
Yeah, yeah. 100%.
They are unaware.
Yeah.
They just think you just go and do a poo here, you throw a bit of paper there, it's going to get taken care of.
And then
it
makes,
doesn't happen that way.
makes that whole area gross. And again,
Yeah.
people don't want to go because they go to these bush
Places
campsites and they're
see-
gross.
Yeah.
And
that's the
therefore they
shit
want to
way.
go back to the bloody caravan park. So yeah,
Yeah.
I completely agree
Yeah.
with that.
So there's a balance there.
Yeah.
But see, my chemical toilet, it makes camping so much easier with kids, because on the side of my car, I have one of those shower tents.
Yeah.
It's so quick. I unzip it, whoop, out it comes, fold it out, done. Chemical toilet, inside, throw the kids in there, they do the business, and then pack it up, off we go.
Yeah.
If we're on a track and we're talking number ones, the tent just comes out
Yeah. Yep.
on the ground.
Yep. Great.
Okay, and that's it. Off we go. The kids don't have to walk out into the bush. I don't have to walk out there with them. It's just quickly done. Off we go.
Perfect.
Now the chemical toilet gets the wife out there too. And see, my situation, I think a lot of people can relate to my situation. Me and the wife used to camp all the time in two-wheel drives. We'll
Yeah.
go roughing it, fishing, go down some horrible track in a Ford Falcon, come back, camp in our Kmart tent. Since we had kids, things change, and it changes for a lot of people. So she is no longer keen on roughing it,
Yeah.
and that's fair enough. So we have a chemical toilet, we always camp near water and stuff like that. So I'm now going to transition into how to get people, how to get your partner out camping in a more remote location. And the way that I've done it is we will organise a camping trip. We go, say for instance, Bremer Bay, caravan park, start there, have our showers, refresh and resupply, out we go bush or on the coast. It's a beach camp, 2 days.
Yep.
No, not a soul around.
Yeah.
No one. We got chemical toilet, we got shower, we got water, we got all that stuff with us. Then we go back to a caravan park
Yeah.
for a day. Then we go bush again, and then we may go to a chalet, hotel, or something else.
Yeah. Nice.
And
Yeah.
then best of both worlds.
Yep.
So I get what I want, she gets what she wants, and she gets to also enjoy the experience of being remote, because she loves it. It's just having the
Yeah.
comfort is a vital thing.
Speaking of comfort, now I'm a big comfort proponent. I've always had, like, I use 100mm mattresses in everything I have. I always, like, we've got a camper trailer on the way. I've got an electric blanket to go in there for the wife because
Yeah.
it's got lithium and who cares. Electric blankets, by the way, use bugger all power. Like, honestly,
Yeah,
they use
okay.
about as much as a fridge.
I use gas.
Under your bed? Yeah, good idea. Oh, is it like, is it like Ronny power?
Oh, yeah.
That is very efficient.
Saving the planet, mate.
Yeah. You don't let that out. You keep the warmth,
Powered
you
by
know.
baked beans. Do you think your next camper trailer, you would consider getting a like all enclosed kind of thing, more family friendly, like an X3 or something.
All I will say is I wouldn't say no.
Yeah.
If I got the opportunity to test one out,
Yeah.
I would definitely test it and then see how I felt about it.
Yeah.
I do like the freedom of the equipment trailer. I throw swags on it, boys trips. I throw hard shell on it when I take the kids out.
Yeah.
And that's how I'm used to camping, and that's what I like.
Yeah.
Having it enclosed, it will be great, but I think it limits some of the other things that I like to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me put it this way. If you didn't have a YouTube channel, would you run an X3?
I don't think so.
Really? You still go the same?
I might, but I also like having the versatility because I can carry kayaks, all kinds of stuff. I'm sure I could do that on the X3 as well. I'm not too sure how that one works. But like an enclosed camper, look, if I was going to go down that line, I would just get a caravan.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah.
But look, to have the space to sit inside something to open it up, I think the X3 is probably the in-between. I need to try one.
You need to try one.
It's hard to...
Yeah, yeah.
I would definitely want to discount it.
Yeah. All right. So I guess what I'm getting at is within your means, I think in order to get people who aren't used to being out in the bush out, one of the main things you need to do is basically make it as comfortable and easy for them as humanly possible, because more comfortable and, like if you're in a big comfy seat, you're not sitting on a stool, if you're warm by a fire, if you've got some sort of a way of making hot water so you can have a shower at the end of the night and you get into bed feeling clean. If it's all those things that you get from a caravan park where you go, oh, it's going to be such a nightmare washing up. Like if you've got some sort of a hot water system or something like that, awesome, use that. I personally use a bucket on the fire because I'm me. But I can have a shower, I can do all that kind of stuff. If you facilitate those few little things for that person, and at the end of the night they get into bed and they get into a comfy bed, clean, feeling great, and they're well fed and they've got, they've had a few drinks and they've watched the sunset with no one around, and like that's pretty addictive.
Yeah,
that's a really good, and if you do that for one night, it's actually very achievable. You're not trying to plan for it. Like you don't start with a 14-day remote trip through the desert.
First time ever going bush? 14 days.
Yeah. Those kinds of things are actually very doable with actually cheap equipment too. Like you can get a submergible shower for like $25. You can get a marine bucket for $25 and a few other little things that just add a lot of real luxury to that feeling of camping in a remote area. Whereas if you just rock up and you've got an esky with soggy food in it and and a crap blow-up mattress that leaks and a Kmart tent,
it doesn't matter where you are.
Remote camping is the best. Yeah, but at least you'd have a hot shower, and at least you could, if you really needed to, go and get a chalet or all that kind of stuff. You've got a real backup.
Yeah, sure.
Or you can go and sit in the communal area where there's a heater until you go to bed and that kind of stuff. Whereas, just making sure you've got all those boxes ticked, I think is really, really important if you're that person facilitating that less adventurous person.
Yeah,
or that slightly more nervous person.
What do you think, Alex?
I think goes hand in hand with comfort is safety. The other person's got to try and feel safe out there.
Because there's no one else around, right?
Yeah, no one else around, especially if you're going remote and the other person might not have much to do with the planning of that. I'm familiar with this feeling from I plan every piece of my own trips to the detail. And then the first time I ever felt completely out of control was when I went with you to do the Flinders. Flew over on a plane, jumped in a car, no idea where I was going, what the plan was, nothing. I didn't feel unsafe, but really disorientating. So I think things like if you're going to go remote, sharing the plan with the person so they know exactly where they're going, what they're going to see, where the towns are going to be, and proving that you're prepared. So having a sat phone, so if anything goes wrong, just hit this number and someone will be out there within a couple of hours via plane.
Yeah.
HF radio.
EPIRB. Or PLB. And borrow one if you don't have one. I borrowed Ronnie's
But-
sat phone for ages.
But you guys are now talking remote camping though.
Yeah, but even not. I honestly think if you're somewhere, if you're somewhere with reception, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you're going to go somewhere that doesn't have reception, find a mate with a boat and say, "Can I borrow your EPIRB for the night?"
Even if it's not remote, like a spot on the back of the Murray River, 2 hours from here, it's a complete dead zone. If you weren't watching your surroundings, you've had no idea where you are.
Yeah.
You could get
And
lost even.
Yeah, you could get lost. So if someone says, "Yeah, this is where we are. This is where we'll be," and they've got their bearings, and they know how far they are from help.
Yeah,
that's a single one night trip.
yeah.
But I think that having that safety element to someone.
Do you think people get like first timers in a campsite? There's no one else around. Do you think some people get a bit scared that they're on their own? What do they do? If the creepy man comes or something, you know, the boogeyman.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
I reckon.
Or
Has that
animals
ever
and-
crossed your animals as well? Has it ever crossed your mind?
I still
No,
get
I-
scared of the boogeyman.
I don't. I honestly don't at all. But I know that I'm in the minority there. I think most people are kind of scared of that. But I think I've just been camping for so long that it doesn't enter my mind. But I think if you kind of entertain the catastrophizing in that person's mind, and you say, "All right, like, what are we talking about? Like, what if a strange man comes? Like, well, you know, we'll be right. We've got an axe and a, you know, or whatever. But there are people around, and you know, like that doesn't tend to actually happen. Animals, like what's out there, like, the killer kangaroo or the killer fox, you know, like,
Drop bears.
Yeah.
it's not
More scared of
really
you.
so much of an issue if you can run through those kind of things. I think you're much more likely to get something weird happen to you at a crowded area where you've got a higher likelihood. It's very hard to sneak up on someone in the middle of the bush. It's very easy to sneak into someone's tent in a caravan park.
But I think it would play on a lot of people's minds. But yeah, I like what you're going there. Like, entertain them with their fears and their questions.
Don't
walk 'em through it.
belittle them. Don't belittle those
No,
fears.
no,
Like
no,
let's
because-
flesh it out.
Yeah, because everyone's got some fears, right?
Yeah.
So the way I look at it is because I've done a bit of camping on my own as well, completely on my own, no one else around.
Yeah.
And at nights, I remember once I was thinking, you know, like, I'm in the goldfields here. The goldfields probably the most dodgy area to camp on your own, right? And I was thinking, well, look, if someone comes up to me on their own and I'm here on my own, it's going to creep them out as much as it's going to creep me out.
Totally.
You know, because they're walking up to a person they don't know.
Yeah. And look
And-
at you, like you're.
What could I do? You know, I've got a fire. you
But
know?
no, but like also you're a totally creepy looking dude. So got your Macklemore haircut.
That's because you're not used to it, mate. I'm not even used to it. I'm like, who the hell's this guy? I look in the mirror. Look, I think
Also, you've got a serious collection of axes.
I do.
If you left that axe drawer open, like no one's ever going to attack you.
Perfect. 3 people can go up and get a murder weapon.
Yes.
I'm screwed.
Yeah, take your pick.
There's
Choose
2 ways
your
you can look at
Like those are the ones he left behind. Imagine what he's got next to him.
the flying axe, the throwing axe.
You have to just leave one slot blank.
Yeah. Leave all the slots blank. Just have like a fake gun
Yeah, have a
cabinet.
fake gun.
Yeah, the gun's not there because it's somewhere else. I actually sleep with a knife in my swag.
Yeah, and I understand why as well. You've got 2 good reasons.
I don't like cable ties.
That's the one that makes most sense to me because like
Yeah.
what if
Yeah.
it's not what if I'm being attacked.
No.
Like I'm not scared of being attacked in my swag. I've never once thought about that, but I've totally thought about what if I can't get out of this bloody thing.
Yeah.
If someone cable ties it, or if the zip breaks or whatever. And
Yeah, you need to go. I'd rather cut my swag open and piss myself.
it's got a little
Yeah.
hole.
Just little pinprick there. Oh my god, where are we going with this?
No, but and I think the other thing is to go a step above and beyond if you possibly can. So, like one of the things I've done in the past is, you know, I've cooked that person their absolute favourite meal, and I've got a freezer, so I make sure that I brought their favourite thing, which was like this specific type of ice cream. So I did those couple of little things. I feel very spoilt at the end of it. It wasn't nerve-wracking. They were like, oh, this is great. I'm being like waited on and, you know, the rest of it. And it pumps, they're pumped for the next time. They're like, yeah, camping is awesome. I drank great wine. I had lovely dinner. I had a great dessert. You know, I slept in a comfy bed. I was warm.
They had a fire.
Yeah.
And there's no one else around.
You listen to tunes. Like, no one else around. So you can put on your favourite tunes. You can like do all that kind of stuff. It's lovely.
But imagine if they're in a caravan park. They could hear the guy snoring next door.
Totally.
Hear the lady farting on the other side.
Yeah, you can hear someone having a domestic 4 caravans over.
Yeah, you hear the kids, the babies crying.
You hear that kid wake up at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Having a tantrum.
You can hear the whole toot fest in the toilet block.
Yeah, exactly. And then
in the
someone
shower.
starts their bloody generator and forgets to turn it off, and like old mate's watching TV in his caravan that's with his window open, and it sucks.
Old mate walks between your tent. And
Yeah. But I think coastal camping is actually a really good one, particularly for the noise factor, because that white noise is I mean, seriously, where do you sleep better than on the beach?
There is no better place to sleep than on a beach, I reckon.
Absolute silence in the desert is a bit eerie. And like, actually, I just went up north with a couple of mates, and they both work office jobs. And one of them actually said, last night was just too quiet. It took me ages to get to sleep. I'm not used to proper silence.
Yeah.
And it didn't bother me because I am.
You hear the dogs?
No, we didn't hear anything. We didn't hear any dogs. This is Gascoyne.
Oh, okay.
There are not many dogs in the Gascoyne. Further up there were.
Yeah, okay.
But, and then like the next night or a couple of nights later we're on the beach and they were like, oh man, out like a light. Incredible. Just that white noise of the beach was
it's incredible.
the best.
It's nothing better, nothing beats it.
So, and look, the romance of a beachside camp is there. If you can, you got to just, the biggest thing is obviously to try and control sand as much as you can.
Yeah.
Ground mats are your friend. Yeah.
For sure. I think we should wrap this up by starting with Alex, giving us your best advice that you can give for getting someone out camping, remote, or away from the caravan park.
Yep. Try and know the person. Are they a cold sleeper? Bring a hot water bottle. Like, doesn't have to be a full electric blanket. Just a hot water bottle will do from the start. Work your way up to electric blankets.
Yeah.
Go somewhere close to a town. So if they're feeling a bit put off by it all, you can just go, oh, let's just nip around to the pub for dinner. Belvedere Beach, right at Australind if you're West Australian. It's a good one for that. It's 20 minutes from Australind. Nice and easy. And don't forget some way of keeping the bugs off, because bugs will just about ruin anybody's trip. We got hammered last week, didn't we, Ronnie?
We did.
Yeah.
I think, look, I got twice as many as you. Chris, cameraman, got twice as many as me.
Full on nasty.
And the kids didn't get bitten once.
Yeah, they're too quick for them.
Perfect.
They didn't sit still, that's why. We're exhausted at the end of the day, sit around the fire. That's when we got nailed.
Yeah.
But I reckon those ticks
Yeah.
would have been fairly drunk.
So stop stop the bugs. I find that the Bushman's spray is the only thing that makes like half a difference against ticks.
Yeah.
But that DEET is pretty nasty stuff.
Actually,
aggressive.
what makes a big difference, and I keep running out of it because if it's not a tight seal that evaporates, is eucalyptus oil ratio of 10 to 1 with water. You sprayed it around your ankles, you will not get ticks climbing on you.
Interesting. Okay.
You can do the mix even stronger, but yeah.
Remember that trick.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's good. But it evaporates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For some reason, because it's got that eucalyptus oil, it just freaking evaporates. All the water, everything. Yeah.
Okay.
Harry?
I think, I mean, I'm biased because I'm the food guy. Good food is a huge one for me. Good food, comfy bed, and actually something I didn't mention before, lots of light. I really find a well-illuminated campsite when you're trying to do things makes your life a lot easier, and it makes everyone's life a lot easier. It's not as scary when you're the source of light. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're just like fumbling around the dark and all you got is a head torch, if you can bring some sort of a bigger light source and actually like have a kind of an like a nice sheltered enclosed area basically an
good
awning,
lantern or
an
something.
awning with some sort of good light
some
on
lights
it.
reflecting off
Yeah.
it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's so nice. And I completely agree with the bug thing as well. That's huge. But yeah, an awning, actually, sorry, the other thing I didn't mention is bloody have an awning. Or some sort of a shelter, a gazebo
Sure.
or whatever you want.
Yeah.
And also pull a lot more than your weight if you're the person trying to get them out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do the hard yards.
Yes.
Make it look easy as much as you can.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's yours?
that's
Okay.
mine.
I'm going to take the arse end of what you said because that is my main thing. If I take someone else out camping who has been camping before and they're not sure what they're doing and all that stuff, I will do most of the stuff. I will assist in setting up a tent. I will assist in cooking. I'll actually insist on letting me cook for them, although they may not enjoy the food that I'm cooking. But apparently I cook bad rice. I don't know what people are on about. Look, when I go camping with the kids, I pretty much do as much as I possibly can. I do get the kids to help set up, but I just want them to feel like they help set up.
Yeah.
They're not really helping and actually slowing me down. But they're
That's
going to
okay.
learn at some stage, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's interaction and it's good.
Yeah, that's it. And look, when I take the missus out now, I sort out the cooking, I sort out the kids so she can have a nice relaxed time because that's the whole point. I want her to enjoy it because if your partner doesn't enjoy it, you can't take your partner. So if you're a lady, you take your man out, or if you're a man, you take your lady out, or whatever. You can't expect them to come back if you don't pull your weight and you do a lot of the things. Because
Yeah.
if they have to do it and they don't really want to be there to start with, it's not going to end well.
Totally.
So, and yeah.
And I also think one final thing which didn't mention is if you're that person, you're not comfortable camping, out by yourself. Go on a tag along.
Wasn't us, it was the cameraman.
If you're that person and you're
Right, lay off the baked beans back there.
Bloody
All right.
pizza.
ready, you go back to me.
Where were we?
God.
My face is all fucking red now.
Yeah.
I'm laughing.
Set me up as well. We have to mention rain as well. Like, don't take someone out rainy camping for their first time. Because
Yeah, that's
I
a
love
good
rainy
point.
camping, but no one's going to love that on
No
the
one
first
fucking
time.
hates that. No one likes that.
Yeah.
Okay, so one thing I didn't mention is if you're that person, if you're the nervous person, and you want to push your own boundaries and you want to get out camping, go with a tag along. Find a local 4-wheel drive club. Do whatever you need to do. Go with experienced people and go remote camping with them for a night. Then you've got a backup. Then you don't need a sat phone. You don't need an awning. You don't need all the stuff. You can actually. Not a caravan park, but you can. It also it'll give you an idea of like the stuff you need and you don't need because you can look at other people's gear. But you can almost create your tiny little caravan park, but you're all in it together.
Yeah.
You're not going to annoy Gladys 3 vans down.
Yeah. And
When
you're
you're on
not
the
like,
beers at
look, the first night you're
8:31.
strangers, the second night you're not. At a caravan park, there might be a few neighbours that you kick around with, but there's always going to be strangers.
Yeah.
And people coming and going and people you don't want to mix with.
yeah,
Whatever reason.
totally. Oh, and also just let's be honest, like a fair few whinging oldies.
Yeah.
Like if you like a couple of beers after dinner, yeah, they've got no time for that. You're like whispering because it's 8:31.
Do not push it. Do not ever
Caravan
push it
parks
past happy hour.
Are dead silent at like 9 o'clock.
That's
There's
crazy.
there's not even the tiniest little noise, and you're like, you got to be kidding me.
Except for fridges.
It's weird, isn't it? Like, because when you're out in the bush, people stay up a lot later,
Oh
right?
my god, Friday night fever.
But in a caravan park, it's like, where the hell has everyone gone? It's
Yep.
like just you can hear the crickets.
Yeah, it's really I hate it. I hate it
Everyone can hear what you're
because
talking
I go to
about.
bed at like 11:30 usually. So in the caravan park, I'm sitting there like, what the hell do I do? It's 9 o'clock and I can't talk. I can't I didn't bring headphones. I'm camping.
Start pulling people's pegs.
Yeah, I was just gonna go and be like. I remember I was at Exmouth recently, and I just got up and went to the pub. I was like, "This is so boring." Bugger this. Yeah, and I think Alex, you mentioned before something really relevant.
Yeah.
About weather.
Yep, rain. I love camping in the rain.
Me too.
You love it? Do you love it, Ronnie?
I love sleeping in the rain. Look, I actually do love camping in the rain. It's just most of the time when I camp, I film. Rain's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
But I love rain.
Yeah.
But
no one loves it on their first time.
No.
So definitely avoid the rainy camping for someone on their first time.
Everyone remembers that first time.
Canvas.
I agree.
Mm.
Everyone remembers that first time you went rainy camping, and it was a total disaster, and your tent got flooded and your swag got flooded. Everyone's had that. Everyone's had that experience, and no one loved it.
No, I slept in my car once because of that.
Yeah.
And it was because it rained the night. We packed up in the morning, got everything dry. The sun came out, and then we're driving. And then where's it raining? Well, it's raining, and I got my swag on the roof, and I'm driving into it on the highway to the next place, and my swag was wet. So I slept in the car.
Yeah, bugger that.
I'll tell you what, you get sick of those three pedals after a while.
Yeah.
But when you get up for a midnight number one, you know, you just open a door, step out,
Much
and then
easier.
get back in.
Yeah, true.
I think we're better off the rails here.
Oh,
No,
no, I
I think
think
we're
we've
good.
hit some handy.
Okay. Going to key points now, because we're going to wrap this up. Key points of getting people out camping for the first time. Now, I think we've really covered the partners. That is covered.
Yeah.
Okay, if you can't find enough information there, then I can't help you. We can't help you. But for total beginners, just take what you have and go to the closest campsite you can go to that doesn't have a lot of people, so it's not like a caravan park. Maybe to have long drop toilets. Maybe they've got a couple of facilities. That is a great place to start. Go for one night.
Yeah.
If
Pick
you
good
like
weather.
it, stay another night.
Yeah.
You can always go to the pub if it's close because you don't have enough food for the second night and see how you like that.
Totally agree.
And if that's good, then you've already ticked it off the list and you are heading in that way. Alex, you go hiking. You hike 20 minutes from your house and you camp.
Yep. Just go out my front door, throw some stuff in a backpack, off I go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Literally, probably wouldn't recommend that for absolute beginners.
I wouldn't recommend that.
Because
Bring your car.
you got to have that bit of comfort. But you know, once you've done that, I do it for the challenge of just living with what I've got there. I sleep in the dirt. I will build a shelter out of a little lightweight tarp. I will spear a 1 kilo lamb roast onto a stick and hand rotisserie it over the fire. Yeah, it's.
Or we have a T-bone and a couple of crayfish.
Yeah, do that as well.
We did that.
We did.
So what about you for a complete beginner? What would you say to a complete beginner? What would you add to it? Because do you guys agree with what I'm saying? Just yeah.
I completely agree, mate. I think pretend it's that person's birthday, or actually just kind of spoil yourself. Bring a few nice things and make sure that you are going to really enjoy it, and treat the setup and pack down and everything as an activity for everyone to get involved in, not as a massive chore.
Yeah. That's a good one. It's not a chore.
It's not a chore. It's fun.
An activity.
It's fun. You know how much fun it is when you set up a big base camp. Because you're not going and moving the next day and the next day and the next day and the next. It's so much fun setting up that.
It's so much fun until the last day. Because normally you wake up with a hangover and you got to pack everything down.
Yeah.
It's like a 3-hour pack up.
Yeah. Oh, actually, you know what? My final thing is don't try and put too much in. Don't try and make too many activities. Don't try and fill up all that. Like enjoy the downtime and enjoy the fact that. Don't set anything. Don't go. Oh, okay. We're going to pack up by 10 because we need to be home by 12.
Yeah, just be.
No, like set nothing for that get home day, so you can go home whatever time you want. You can stop on the way and have lunch at a winery or a pub or a cafe or whatever you like on the way home, and just take the time pressure off you.
Yeah, that's it. Totally agree. I think we got it covered.
I think we got it covered.
I think if we get 10 people out camping, we've done our job.
I think so.
Need more than one person.
Yeah. I will go camping for you. I'll pretend I'm a rookie.
Well, thank you very much, Alex, and thank you very much, Harry,
Thank you, Ronny.
Thank you
Good to
very
see ya.
much, Ronnie.
for coming on here. And I hope you guys got some good information out of that, or got inspired to go out camping. And look down in the comments below. Put your advice. What would you say to complete beginners? And if you have a partner, what did you do to get your partner out there? Put it in the comments below. Any suggestions for topics, put them down below too. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.
Cheers.
Uru.
Big ears.